On the hour, rugbyleague.com news. Brought to you by Thomson Reuters, the global leader for news.
Coming up, the Warriors' great escape against Newcastle after the Tigers' last-minute win over the Gold Coast. In the south of France, the table-topping Robins bounced back at the expense of the Catalan Dragons. And on the world stage, Kevin Walters succeeds Mel Meninga as coach of the Kangaroos. But first up, there's been a miraculous win by the Warriors at Newcastle's McDonald Jones Stadium. In fact, the most remarkable finish you'll hear about in a long time. The Warriors stealing victory right at the death against a gallant Newcastle. 20 points to 15, the final score. After tearaway forward Lika Halasima raced away to plant the Steedon over the try line after Tanner Boyd's drop goal attempt was charged down. That was after two big moments. Firstly, with 5 to go, Newcastle's Jack Cogger nailing a drop goal, the ball just sneaking over the crossbar. That gave the Knights a 15-14 advantage. And then the Warriors scrum half Boyd missing a straightforward penalty goal after his team won a captain's challenge, which had the locals blowing up deluxe. The bunker ruling that Jackson Hastings was not square at marker just before Boyd went for a 2-point drop goal. The Knights led 12-6 at half-time after scoring 3 tries to 1, and during that first period, Waz hooker Wade Egan controversially denied by the bunker. In the early Sunday game, loose forward Adam Dewey kicked a drop goal in the dying seconds to give West Tigers a heart-stopping 21-20 win over the Gold Coast before 16,000 plus fans at Leichhardt. The Titans led 14-12 at the break and scored 4 tries to 3, but came up short as the Tigers snuck home with a not-so-pretty one-pointer off the boot of the Lebanese international. And off the field, some questions coming the way of Tigers boss Shane Richardson and coach Benji Marshall. That's after we saw Tigers and Fijian star Jareem Buller in the Canterbury Bankstown members section during Saturday night's dramatic win over the Dragons. Buller spotted with agent Adam Brame, who works for Isaac Moses' management agency, sitting near the families of Bulldogs players. In the Queensland Cup on Brisbane's Bayside, the Seagulls caned the Clydesdales 36 points to 10. And up in Port Moresby, the PNG Hunters beat the Ipswich Jets 28-22. Worth noting that the locals led 28-0 at the break. In Sydney's Ron Massey Cup, all the away teams prevailed in the Sunday afternoon matches. Wright Eastwood beat the Bulldogs 28-16. Penrith Brothers defeated Glebe 26-16. And St Mary's 22-14 over the Bulls. And in Country Rugby League, in the Riverina, the Barellan Rams, the first team through to the grand final in the Pro 10 Cup, with an 18-16 major semi-final win over Ivanhoe. In Super League in the south of France, in the match that our very own Steve Mascord called live and free right here on rugbyleague.com, after back-to-back losses, table toppers Hull KR defeated the Catalan Dragons 34 points to 6. After the Robins led 12-0 at half-time. And in the north of England, Hull FC on the road, way too strong for the defending champions Wigan, 32-12 the final score after the Black and Whites led 20-zip at the break. In the Championship, Toulouse defeated Featherstone Rovers 24-22 after the lads from the Pink City led 18-12 at the break. And in Women's Super League, St Helens 80-0 winners against Leigh Leopards. And last but not least, on the international stage, Australian officials have finally made a call on the coaching job with the Kangaroos, with Kevin Walters to take over from Mel Meninga. The Aussies and England, of course, going head-to-head in the Ashes for the first time in 22 years, the first test at Wembley on October 25. I'm Jason Costigan, and that's latest in news on rugbyleague.com.